All right, and here are the Autobots. As you can see, I got the aerial bot from what's it called, Zeta. I don't remember his names. Aerial bots, man. I keep forgetting their names. But here it goes. Some of the first purchases I got: the MP10, Wheeljack, and Ratchet. Like I said, when I first got them, I thought they were great, man. I thought, man, these are, they're expensive, but they're great representations of these guys from the cartoon. You know, we'll move down. But yeah, these guys were awesome. MP10 is still a good looking guy, man. He's still holds up. But after a while, when I started collecting these, I started getting into third party, right? Third party came out, right? I do have let's see, Ultra Magnus, which I love that Takara that masterpiece of Ultra Magnus. He's great, awesome. I basically put him in there, pose him, and that's it. You got Fans Toy Springer, which is great, right? Great weight to him too, man. I'm hoping you guys, plenty of people pick them up because he's a great representation of Springer. And I know people are still waiting for, I think it's X Transbots coming out with Saltus, which looks good. But, you know, I think that's a December release. And who knows? Who knows when he's going to be out. I'm still waiting on Berserker from Fast Toys. I had that pre-order for like 2.5 years, probably going on 3 years. I don't know. But again, another aerial bot. And the only reason why I transformed him into the jet mode and put him in here is just to kind of fill in a spot. And the Zeta aerial bots, they are okay in bot form. And the funny story is I started collecting the Zeta aerial bots until what sucks is that they came out with a Bruticus box set, right? I had bought the Bruticus bots all individually. And, I started getting the aerial bots, but then when I found out that they're coming out with the improved box set of Bruticus, I was just like, man, I'm done. I don't want to get these aerial bots. I'd rather wait for a box set to come out with, more G1 or whatever improvements they could come out with. So I changed him into his alt mode and just kind of left him there. I started off with both of them, right? I got him, and then I seen the box set coming out for Bruticus, and I was just like, I'm done. I said I want to wait on that. So, and then down here on the deep top, I got a couple of, G1 Optimus still in his box. I know it's not Masterpiece, but he's still in his box. I just kind of kept him there. I had him since, I don't know, 2006 or something like that. And I got I guess they call it the MP01, Hasbro version. Same, I think I had it since like 2006 or something. I can't remember when I bought it. But I've had him in the box the whole time. And his batteries went out. But still awesome. And I love that scale. Scale's great. I wish they, change the scale and make them all this size. That'd be great. They look great. So, all right. And moving on, we got at the top, and I know that's not Masterpiece, but I just bought it anyways, and I put them up there. Fort Max and Cerebros. And yeah, that's it. All he has on him is probably an upgrade kit. I think that's all I bought for him, which is kind of gives him the better ratchets on his legs and the articulated feet, which he doesn't look bad. He's okay. You know, of course it's chud or whatever you want to call it, but it's not a bad showpiece. I wish I had more room to get him in a better pose, but then again, posing them isn't that great. It's what you would expect from a chug, just a little bit of an upgrade for the feet, so it doesn't look as kind of weird when you're posing them. Um, let's move on to the Decepticons. And here we got our Decepticons. I'll move up to the top in a minute. And I really like how Make Toys, they came out with their Seekers. And I wish I would have got the Thundercracker, but sold out, man. These things are expensive. I'm trying to just get them, maybe once a month. Probably pick one up or, whatever you could do. But the Seekers, they look good, you know. Starscream was good. I know his face. I got a little light up here. Let me turn that off. Maybe you give me A little bit of light. His face is a little dark, and it's a little darker here. But in person, you could definitely see the features. I don't know if you can see it right there. I could kind of zoom in. He has a smirk. But the paint apps are great on there. The weight's great. And it looks good with MP36, MP36, very cartoon accurate. One thing I noticed when I started collecting a third party was, the weight and quality of these guys are amazing compared to, the official. The officials look good. They look cartoon accurate. MP36 looks cartoon accurate. Looks very good. Nice paint. When you pick them up, man, they feel really light and not very good quality. I haven't transformed my MP36. Usually my transformers, take them out the box. If they're in robot form, bam, I just put them in a pose and put them there because, these things are expensive, man. I ain't trying to mess them up. But, yeah, that was with MP36. You can notice I didn't even put his Canon on because I remember when I first got him reading the reviews, people were complaining about, putting the Canon on and getting it all scratched or what have you. And, it is what it is. So I left him without the Canon. He's been without his Canon, just posed up and just hanging out. Skywarp, looks good. The purple looks good. Black, got him with the screaming face, which I love. Looks awesome, kind of just pointing. Got the Ravage and Rumble, posed up, pretty cool. He's just kind of petting them like a pet, which is funny. I want to get the Frenzy, but right now they're only selling them as a 2-pack. I can't find them as really, a single bot. So that's kind of unfortunate. Probably unless I want to pay something ridiculous. And you got Soundwave. I'm sorry, Shockwave, which looks good. Again, it's the official and some of the difference between the official and third party. Weight, paint. This guy's all plastic. I'm sure everybody knows. But still looks good, And that's kind of when I started, after I bought like these first masterpieces, these two guys, the Autobots that I got over there on the other shelf. I started getting into the third party, and I gotta say my favorite third party company is gonna be Fans Toys. So we'll move on to the bottom, right? I don't know, it's a little bit darker here, so I'll start turning on these lights a little bit. I got Fans Toys Galvatron right there, which looks great, man. The paint, metallic purple paint looks awesome on him. And he's got some weight to him, man. The guy is heavy. So, it screams quality. And I think he was my first Fans Toys masterpiece that I got. Which is, that kind of led me to like, oh, man, I love the quality of these guys. These guys are great. They got paint, their weight. They feel like what you paid for them. You know what I mean? I can honestly, probably show my wife and be like, hey, which one do you think feels more quality, like, for the price of what I got it for? And she'd probably point to this or the other pieces I got. So, and then we got Cyclonus here on the other side. This original Cyclonus that came out, not the upgraded, G or whatever movie paint scheme, whatever they want to call it. And you can argue the fact that that's more accurate to the movie. The newest one that came out. This one I noticed like in the season 3 and 4, and also I got the Headmasters DVD, and he's in there. He has this paint scheme, probably in 3 and 4. Bounces back between this and purple, but really on the Headmasters, he's really this color. Headmasters DVD set, yeah. Pick that up, and you'll notice he is that color more often, more the blue color. So, got another Headmaster here. I forget his name. The freaking Mindwhack. That's his name. And he looks great, man. You could still pick him up for I think about 150. He's not sold out everywhere, and if you guys, I'm thinking he doesn't sell as much. Maybe because a lot of Transformers fans, at least in America and over here in the West, we didn't get the Headmasters. We didn't get all those other Japanese versions of the Transformers, so we don't know too much about these guys, But he's still available. The paint's awesome. Articulation is awesome. I wish I had more room in this DTOF to get, spread the wings out some more. But he's kind of just, hanging out like, what's up, dude, with this gun and everything. So that's cool, man. And like I said, these guys are, these are all the fans' toys, and they look great, man. They look legit. And for the price you get them at, I mean, I couldn't be happier with. I'm like satisfied with the purchase. Like, okay, this looks good. This was worth that 150 or whatever that you spent on each figure. And it is what it is. So, moving down, I got picked this up when I was working at Toys R Us back in like 2000 and I want to say 2003, right before I joined the Navy. So, I'd worked there as a midnight stock dude, just stocking shelves, and this came out for $80. And I was like, oh, I gotta pick this up, man. And I picked it up and I just kind of kept it in the box the whole time. It's probably not worth much, especially with that new Hasbro HasLab Unicron coming out. But I still like it. It's in the box. He looks cool. It was the only thing we had out for Unicron. So on the bottom, there's a bunch of weapons. And then I got Brawn, or Bad Keeps Brawn. Here at the bottom, yeah, I know it's kind of dark. And I call him my Regrettabot. The reason why I call him Regrettabot is, at first I thought it was so cool when I got him. I had ordered him online. He came in, I think it was about $80. $80. And I was like, oh man. And then when I opened it up, it's just nothing but plastic on this guy. And, kind of thin plastic, And, I felt like the quality just wasn't there. And this was in the beginning when I was still kind of just barely getting into third party. I picked him up and I was like, all right, well, he looks the part, but man, I said, for $80, this guy should be like, $50, maybe the most, especially with that quality. So I call him my Regrettabot. He's kind of just down here hanging out. I don't think there's any paint on him really. To me, I just see all the yellow plastic, and I'm just like, man, they could have, maybe they would have threw a couple coats of paint on this thing. It would have been a lot better. But I guess for right now, he is people's Brawn. He was my Brawn. I had him up there with the Autobots, and then I was just like, man, I'm taking this guy down. I can't stand to look at this guy. So he's down here. He's chilling, and I had another guy down here, but I took him out and kind of just laid him out over there by the TV, and I'll show you him in a minute. He's another one of my Regrettabots. But let's go ahead and move on to the top. Show these guys again, and they look great. I love the Decepticons. I do have more Decepticons than Autobots, but that's because I love the color schemes the Decepticons got, man. The top, I got Fans Hobby Overlord, which is cool, man. This guy is great. Kind of put these guys on top because they are masterpiece quality, but they kind of don't match the aesthetic as what I got on the bottom. So, but really cool, really great articulation for this guy. The face is really, really cool, man. He's got that face like, I'm gonna tear your ass up. You know what I mean? You're gonna get done with this gun right here. But he does got the little I forgot what they're called. They're not the Power Masters, but the guys in their chests, which is cool. Cool gimmick. Not a lot of paint on them. It is mostly colored plastics, but it does look good. The articulation's good, and for the price, $200. I think a little over 200. He's worth it, man. He's definitely worth it. And big guy, big articulated guy, and he's good to go, man. I like it. I'm definitely down with this guy. And then you got Power Baser right here, kind of at an angle, shooting that who knows what. But again, him too. I really like him, man. I really like the details. A lot different. Doesn't go for the animation, but it does in some ways. He's got the upgraded G2 head, which I like. And one reason why I really got him is because when I was a kid, I had the Power Master Prom, and I really loved that toy, man. It was great for what it was. And, when this guy came out, I was just like, oh, man, Power Base. Man, that reminds me of the Power Master Prime I had when I was a kid. Just way better, And it is. I love the details on it. It's different. You know what I mean? It's not super cartoon, but it holds its weight in its own presence. And I find myself grabbing this guy mostly and just trying to get him in another pose and posing up, overlord two to match it, or whatever. And yeah, that's about it, man. These guys are great. If you guys get a chance to pick them up, I recommend them. I think they're great. And yeah, that's about it. So we'll move on to the big boys down here. We got Bruticus here. And like I said, man, when I got Bruticus, I was collecting this guy individually individual bot by bot. And, I was happy to combine them. Unfortunately, his knee, and you can't see it, was six shot in the way. But his knee, man, that knee is terrible. The knee joint for Swindle onto Bruticus's knee is just horrible, man. I mean, you barely move that thing just comes apart. So that does suck. But his presence is good. He's a good combiner, big guy, compared to, I wasn't around when, I wasn't around, I wasn't collecting when they were coming out with the other scale combiners, And those other scale combiners were, I think they were probably like 12 to 15 inches, something like that. I started getting into this when I first started seeing Toy World Devastator come out. So, I was kind of like, oh well, these other combiners are cool. They're pretty expensive, but they're a little bit shorter than this other guy. And I was at that time I was hesitant to spend, drop a good amount of money on a combiner, so I kind of held off. I held off, and then we'll move on. I ended up buying this guy. This is the Toy World Devastator, and this was the one that came packaged, with all the bots on there. Right, all the bots came. It comes with the lat fillers and I forgot the already green thighs and some other part, but looks great. Looks great, man. And I was like blown away when I got that. Like, you see his head, you know what I mean? It's got the G1 head screaming. It's got the light effects in the eyes. I don't have it on right now, but everybody knows that. And he looks great, man. His size is great with the masterpiece, and they size up well. You got Motor Master underneath, 6 shot underneath the Bruticus, right? And I got the Bruticus G1 head, kind of like maybe six shot cut off his head or something. But I don't know. It's just visuals, I didn't feel like putting it on, and having this guy fall over, so I was just like, I'll just leave it right here. But yeah, Devastator right here, man, looks great. If you guys had an opportunity to pick them up, I'm sure you know. Those that didn't, dang, I'm sorry, man. This is a good piece, really good piece. And if you got an opportunity to pick up the one with the G1 scheme, paint scheme, and all that, like the one I got right here, I get it. I'd get it, man. You'd have a good Devastator on your hands. Motor Master on the bottom, Fans Toys. This guy, man, if you missed out on him, I feel sorry for you, because this guy is awesome looking. I mean, you look at him, he is G1 to the T, and he looks great. So, I'm into the Fans Toys combiners. I don't know if I'm even going to combine them, because I love the way this guy looks in robot form. We'll see. I'll play it by ear. And, of course, you got 6 shot here. If you didn't get a chance to get this guy a 6 shot, I know his character isn't all that, doesn't play a super big role in the G1 animation for, what we had over here in the U.S. But on, like I said, the Headmasters, he's really big there, man. He's a good character in the Headmasters continuity. He's great. He's awesome. And he's a badass, which I like. And I think after watching the Headmasters DVD, that's when I decided to pick him up. I was like, oh, man, this guy's pretty freaking awesome. I said, I like this guy. The paint on him is cool. His weapons are good. The only gripe I had with him was kind of like his legs. Not really the knees. I know people were complaining about the knees. My knees were fine. The only thing is the tension joints, like for making his legs kind of spread out a little bit. It was a little loose, which is kind of unfortunate, but I'm sure there's a fix for that, and nothing serious. Right now, you can still get him into some decent poses, so I'm still happy with him. He's great, man. If you guys get an opportunity to pick him up, man. I know he's still on sale. TF Source still got him and Mind Wipe just sitting there, man. So these guys are awesome. Fans Toys Motor Master, awesome. I don't know where you can pick them up at, probably just eBay. You'll be paying out the ass for it though. So, but yeah, great figure. Again, with my Transformers, man, I usually get them out the box. If these guys are in robot form, I leave them. You know what I mean? I leave them in robot form and just let them be. Pose them up. Because these guys, whew, they cost money. They cost money, I tell you that. I don't want to be, I don't want to be the one to mess them up. I'll transform if I don't have to. So moving on to here, we got, bam, DX9 Gabriel. This guy is awesome. He is great. The paint on him, there's not a lot of paint. Paint right there on the red. I believe the shoulder pieces, these ones, are painted. I think these are painted too. Not a lot of paint, but the sculpted details good. These pistons are really cool. He has some behind his elbow right here, which look good. I don't know if you guys can see that. There it is right there. But that looks good, And he has light up effects. Light up effects in his claw and his blaster. And the face sculpt is good too, man. It's I believe in the cartoons a little bit more orange, kind of like what Fans Toys did with their Terminus Giganticus. But still looks good. Still looks legit. I kind of chose him over Terminus just because, what I was hearing about Terminus Giganticus or whatever his name is by Fans Toys was, the legs were kind of wonky, or they were just like flimsy or something like that. And then every time I see somebody moving, he's kind of moving around. The bottom half is just kind of floppy. So I was, I was on the wall, and then I looked at Gabriel, and I was like, man, I really like Gabriel. I said, he looks great. And let me see if I can get this thing up, because this glare is like hindering this face sculpt. And there you go. Face sculpt. Looks awesome. Quality on him is good, and I think that's why I chose him. The joints, real stiff, nice stiff ratchets, man. The guy's solid piece. If you get to pick him up, you can. I buy a lot of my stuff from TF Source. Let's see where else. TF Source. I bought one piece from Toy Dojo, and I bought some other pieces from Big Bad Toy Store. All three are great stores, man. TF Source is my store. That's kind of what I started with. I know he's sold out on there, but and they're a little bit more expensive sometimes. Sometimes they're the same price as Big Bad and maybe the other companies, but I think Big Bad Toy Store still has the X9 Gabriel. So if you're still on the wall about an Omega Supreme, I could recommend this guy right here. He is awesome. He is great, and he is sturdy as it can be, man. And his size is good. Scales well with your other masterpiece Transformers, And yeah, that's about it. Down there, you got I believe a Silverbolt. That was my last purchase, which is really cool. I kind of swapped out his face, right? He's got the screaming face, like, I got you. I'm gonna shoot you right in your face. But besides that, man, the paint on that guy's great. Everything's painted on this guy. Fans Toys is top quality, man. Again, with him, the aerial bots, I might just collect them for individual bot mode and have them hanging out. And later on, maybe if Zeta comes out with a box set, a little bit cheaper, for their aerial bots combined for Superion, I might do that and just have Superion and then individual bots on the bottom. I don't know. Play it by ear, you know what I mean? The way I feel. So he's great, man. He's a great guy. Great face sculpted, just kind of just hanging out, pointing the gun out like I see him over there. And then right here, took me a long time to get this guy. He came out. I kind of missed out on the release because I was still on the wall about collecting third parties, and and then all of a sudden he sold out everywhere. Everybody's buying them. I ended up buying the other Fans Toys. You know, I started buying these guys. I started picking up other guys, and then I was like, man, I need that Skyfire slash Jetfire, whatever you want to call him. You know, and I got this guy on the reissue. You know, it was reissued, I think, for like 1 day or 2 days or something on TF Source. Man, as soon as I seen that, I pre-ordered them, picked them up, or whatever. I don't even think it was a pre-order. It was just like, here, we got some for like 1 day, and then boom, you know, I ordered it. The next day, gone, sold out, and sold out, sold out. He is cool. He is very cool. Face is very accurate to the cartoon. Again, that's kind of like why I started just kind of sticking with the fans toys right now, and just kind of, you know, waiting on their releases now. You know, but yeah, he's a great character, great figure. You know, and he looks good with the boys, man. The boys on the shelf right here. You know, and I'll try to get a little, you know, zoom out a little bit so I can show you the entire thing. Right now, for my next purchase, I think I'm going with that spoiler for you know, Metasaurus. I put him next to Motormaster right here, and that'll be it for, you know, for the meantime. Let's see if we could get. I'm gonna try to turn the camera to the side. I don't know if that's gonna screw up anything, but it probably did. But here you go, setup right there. Got the movie poster. You know what I mean? Got these guys here, and bam, you know, looks decent. You know, I don't know how, you know, collecting, my collection just keeps getting larger. I don't know what I'm gonna do with space. I'm gonna have to add some shelves or something, but that's about it for my collection of masterpieces. You see the Boba Fett bear hanging out in the middle. Got that at Disneyland. It's pretty cool. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Suggestions. What I could do with displaying. I find displaying is really hard, man. You know, these detops are cool, but I'll turn the camera back just in case it went sideways. I think it goes sideways when you do that panoramic thing or whatever. It's not like the camera where it just automatically switches. But yeah, these detops, it's hard to post guys in the detops because there's not a lot of space. There's empty space on top. You know what I mean? I gotta get something to raise some of the characters up, maybe some boxes or something to, you know, fill in that like negative area where there's nothing there. And yeah, that's it, man. You know, there goes Regrettabot down there on the bottom. And I'll show you the other Regrettabot down here. Damn, the Astro Train kind of just dead on the floor because, you know, when I got him, I was like, oh, this is cool, man. This is a great Astro Train. And I got him like the reissue, I think from like a year and a half ago or something. You know, I had to fix his, I think he had some kind of joint here or something where it was backwards. I had to pull the pin out and reverse it and all that. It was funky. But I got him. I thought he was cool. Again, I started collecting more characters. And then as I got into more of the cartoon aesthetic, this guy kind of went into the part where, you know, he doesn't match with any of the guys I got, especially my Decepticons. Because, you know, those Make Toys, Fans Toys, and the couple of Takars I got, they're pretty cartoon accurate. But this guy, he is not. So he's I just kind of posed him laying on the ground. Like he got shot and his gun's on the ground. He was there by Braun, but you know, I just said, I just put him out here. So, yeah, guys, that's it. Like I said, let me know what you guys think, and hopefully in the future I'll post another video when I got you know, a few more guys, and really hoping I could get this G2. I'm sorry, not G2 season. Whatever movie season. Shelf completed, man. It's hard. I can't get that cup. That Fans Toys cup is hard to come by. You know, you could get it on eBay, I think, for, I don't know, something like 150 from China. And, you know, when that guy came out, it was only about $100. But him, Rouge, or, you know, RC, which I think I'm planning on getting the MMC RC, the recolor one. She looks great. Jabber's gonna be come out, or the Fans Toys Blur, which will look cool. Looks really cool, but we'll see. And yeah, that's that's what I want to fill out. At least that's my priority right now. Upgrading Optimus, not really my priority. Um, I feel like the Takara one is a little expensive, man. Actually, a lot expensive. 400, 450 on TF Source. You can get it 350 off Amazon Japan. Still a lot. I'm going with TE. TE's coming out in October over there on TF Source, and I'm planning on getting that guy and swapping this guy out, or maybe putting him in a truck mode and putting him somewhere. Don't know. Um, we'll see. But all right, guys. Thanks for your time. Let me know what you think.